Hello and a very warm welcome on ESPN Cricket Info Matchday T20 Saturday, another double-header day, and we've got the big boys in the studio as well. Back to Brad Hogg, who's had a day off. What did you do with yourself?
I had a very relaxing day. The hospitality of the locals are brilliant, so thanks very much Mumbai for giving me a very enjoyable, relaxing day.
Yes, that's what Mumbaikars are like. Ajit Agarkar is our in-house Mumbaikar. Welcome, Ajit.
Thank you.
Yes, so we're looking forward to a couple of games on Saturday. The first of those features two form teams, Kolkata Knight Riders hosting the Sunrisers Hyderabad. Both teams 2 wins and 1 loss apiece. Match day, match points, that's our format. So let's dive straight into it. This is match day, match point 1. Do Kolkata, despite the early run of success they've had, have an overseas player conundrum? Some of their overseas players on your screens now. Lots of options there, and that's what Ajit and Brad will be talking about. Those options come up on your screens. Colin de Grandhomme was among the ones used last time around, as were Narain, Bolt and Chris Woakes. Narain's an all-rounder these days. Shakib available, Darren Bravo if they want a batsman in the middle. Nathan Coulter-Nile is fast bowling option. Unfortunately, Chris Lynn has not become available, has picked up an injury after a good start. Right, let me start with you, Ajit. 45 seconds, as we always do, about they have lots of options there, but did Grandhomme do enough to hold on to his place?
Yeah, I think he did fine. He didn't have to bat, didn't really, they chased it down quite easy. Bowled okay and picked up wickets. Yeah, so yeah, I don't think his place is under any threat, but Woakes, I wouldn't play Woakes in the next game. I mean, now that Umesh Yadav is back, they've got a spearhead with Bolt, and at the moment he's just not getting it right in these conditions. So I'd want Shakib back in because just gives you that all-round option, plus left-arm spinner. There are lots of right-handers in the well, Sunrisers have a few left-handers, but he's still a quality bowler, and we saw how good the pitch was. Woakes is struggling, so I'd replace Woakes with Shakib.
Alright, let's actually establish that. We can put some numbers up for Chris Woakes on your screens now, and this is how his IPL season has gone so far. He's conceded nearly 100 runs in his 10 overs, so that economy is not looking good, and he hasn't had much of an opportunity with the bat. Brad, that seems like an obvious area that Kolkata can address. Anything else? You've got your 45 seconds that you would do with that overseas playing contingent that they have.
Well, they've got a lot in the overseas department. If you look out the Kolkata wicket the other night, there was bounce, there was a little bit of pace, and there was a little bit of seam movement as well. Woakes, I think he's got a very good record, or he's got a better record than de Grandhomme over his whole career, but he hasn't produced the goods in this particular tournament. I thought it was a great move to put Narain up and do the Chris Lynn job as an opener, so that gives a little bit of depth, and that allows them to bring in another bowler. I'd go Coulter-Nile on the Kolkata wicket because he's got pace, he's got bounce, and he also can handle the bat. I've seen him win a few games off his own bat in T20 cricket, so I think Coulter-Nile will come in for Woakes, giving them better balance.
Okay, so both these guys are dropping Chris Woakes from their 11 if they have the opportunity, but Ajit is going for Shakib Al Hasan, and Brad is going for Nathan Coulter-Nile. Let's see what.
Coulter's is West Australian, and I don't like the English either, so
yeah,
we'll get rid of Woakes.
I think it would be good move as well. I mean, we'll probably talk more on the show later about the team.
Yeah, yes, the teams are coming up a little bit later. This is match point 2 now that will come up on your screens. This has to do with the opposition on the night and whether in Shikhar Dhawan, the Sunrisers Hyderabad are getting the service that they desire from their opener. Those numbers come up. Now, of course, Dhawan is one of their star players, but just have a look at his strike rate. The last season as well, it was under 117, and it hasn't really been sparkling any of the previous two. Ajit, is he playing a different role in this Hyderabad 11? Does that worry you at all, the fact that he's striking at about 120?
I mean, it's not a bad strike rate, especially when you have David Warner at the other end, who, if he spends any length of time on the pitch, his strike rate is well above that. So, probably playing to the situation a little bit than maybe, shouldn't read too much into the numbers just yet. It's only 3 games. He's had a couple of good innings, so he looks to be back in form. So I wouldn't worry too much about the strike rate at this point, especially with David Warner in good form. The one thing he'd want to do is, after getting to those starts, try and convert them. He missed out against Mumbai the other night. Once you've got a 30 or a 40, and if you lost David Warner from the other end, he should go on and get a bigger score, which he'd want to do.
Alright, let's actually put those strike rates up for the top 4 batsmen in that Hyderabad lineup. There you have them. Warner, Yuvraj Singh, Moises Henriques and Shikhar Dhawan. All of those guys above Dhawan, you can see, have significantly higher strike rates. He's almost, Brad, been identified as the guy who will be kind of the rock around which the rest of the batting unit functions. And also they don't have a lot of options in the Indian batting department in 45 seconds.
Yeah, I quite like the way that the Sunrisers are very balanced. I like Darwin out the top, but the thing with Darwin, he doesn't get off strike. He's got the likes of Singh, Warner around there that have got that huge strike rate. If you watch Henriques come in, Henriques will get off strike and allow the likes of Singh and Warner, the batsmen that are in, to get the runs, to score quickly, hit the boundaries. When Darwin's going after the bowling, he's trying to hit the ball too hard rather than time it. So his role in those early overs is to try and pierce the gaps like with normal cricket shots along the ground, not try and play the big shots, just time the ball and try and get David Warner, Yuvraj Singh and Henriques on strike as much as possible, and then hopefully that will get his timing and he can clear the fence out the end.
Yes, also remember this is a bit of an audition for Shikhar Dhawan. Here there is going to be an Indian team selected for the Champions Trophy shortly, right? It's time to get the guys to pick their 11s. This is what we do on match day. Now this is going to be the Kolkata playing 11 that will come up first. Ajit Agarkar saw the conditions in the first game, lots of help for the batsman, if you like, not so much in it for the bowler. So this is the 11 that he's picked. As he said, he's left Chris Woakes out of that 11, but you've also given Ankit Rajput a go, and that means that you've left Piyush Chawla out, Ajit. 45 seconds to explain that.
Yeah, I mean, look, with Narine and Shakib, you got the 2 spinners in there, and you'd rather have another seamer from the pitch that we saw. You could easily put Coulter-Nile in there. We don't know what kind of fitness and form that he's in. That's why I've picked Shakib ahead of him, which gives them batting depth as well. Although if Narine keeps opening, I don't think they need that. It looks a pretty strong unit. They've got their 2 spin options covered, and you don't want to tinker too much when they've had such a good game. It's just that Woakes at the moment is obviously not in form, and T20 is such a hard place to get that form back on a good pitch and a fast outfield.
Yes, Chris Woakes is not featuring, as you would expect, in Ajit's playing 11 for the Kolkata Knight Riders. But what has Brad Hogg done with his Sunrisers team? If he were in Tom Moody's shoes, what would he do? And he's got Moises Henriques playing again. Ben Cutting is in that squad as well, in that playing 11, as well as is Rashid Khan. Those are the 4 overseas players. You're not too convinced with how the Indians are performing, but you're bringing back Bipul Sharma, the left arm spin option. Brad, 45 seconds to you.
Yeah, I'm bringing in Sharma as a spinning option. I think he was sorely missed the other night. And Mustafiza, I wasn't impressed with him the other night. No, I just think that they've got to get their balance for the team that's going to play the whole tournament. And I think Ben Cutting and Henriques have done a fantastic job. With the keeping side of things, Dwavadi, I want to bring him in for Ojar. I think he can be a better option with the bat. I just think he adds better depth. I don't think Ojar's impressed me over the last couple of weeks, and I just think that's why they recruited Dwavadi, just to balance the team with that extra batting with the keeper. I don't think they got enough out of Ojar last year.
Very harsh man you are. One poor game for poor old Mustafizur, and he gets the chop from Brad Hogg. This is going to be difficult to convince you as a selector, Mr.
Did you hear what I said? I said that it's the balance of the team. Mustafiz is not going to be here at the end of the month, and you want these guys to be playing. You don't want these guys to be in and out of the team, and then when it comes to that last couple of weeks, they've got to come in and refine that form. When people are consistent, keep them in the team.
Let's see if a fellow Western Australian in Tom Moody agrees and actually picks the same 11.
He probably won't agree with me. Don't worry about that with history.
That's where it is. Brad Hogg and Ajit Agarkar picking their scores. That's the 4 p.m. start on Saturday. The Knight Riders hosting Sunrisers Hyderabad.